Let's start. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing use of English part. For now, we'll start with the use of English part. So before we begin, I have a question. There is such a word as stereotype. Stereotypes. How do you understand this word?
Как стереотип.
Yes, can you explain this word in English? What does it mean?
It's like
It's like what?
it's like
it's the thing. It's like the feature or opinion of some nation or some country, but this feature or sentence or opinion can be fake.
Yes.
Or true.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Not a nation or country, maybe just something.
Yes, not necessarily a nation or a country. Yes, it can be a stereotype about anything. Yes. For example, I'm telling you the word gamer, for example, gamer. What stereotypes do you have with the word gamer? What is the picture that you have? Probably a teenager.
Always
Probably
sitting.
a boy.
Always sitting at his own room and playing computer games.
Yes, and someone who has got a very big comfortable chair like Nikita Doronkin has got the big earphones on, right? Like Nikita and Nikita. So these are stereotypes about gamers. Maybe they are not gamers, but to us they come across as gamers. So now I will tell you some words, and you please tell me what associations, so what stereotypes you have about these people. So I will send this word in the chat. And you send your ideas in the chat. So train spotter. Do you know who a train spotter is?
It is a train photographer.
So a train spotter, actually, we don't really have in Russia, I think, train spotters. These are people who love to watch the trains and to record and save their numbers. So they collect, basically they collect the numbers of the trains, they take photos of the train. So actually they are possessed they are obsessed, they're crazy about trains. So they know all the numbers, they know all the models of the trains. So these are train spotters, they like watching them. So probably we don't have this thing in Russia. That's why let me tell you another one.
I know a few of train spotters, and I am the plane spotter myself.
Oh, cool! How interesting! How interesting! Who said that they're a plane spotter?
Dmitry.
Dmitry. Okay, I think I myself am a bit of a plane spotter too. I really like planes. Yeah, they're different models and they're different colors and whatnot, right? Observing them. So now I'm writing a word for you, teacher. What stereotypes do you have for the profession of a teacher? Well, not you, but generally, what kind of stereotypes they have with this word? Can you please send your ideas in Zoom chat to everyone so that we see and yeah. So strict, stereotyped, yes. Okay. You can send just one word. For example, what kind of Okay. People stereotype them to be always right. So they think, the teachers themselves, they think they're always right, or people think that the teachers are always right. Another stereotype could also be, so homework. So I think you're talking about associations, while I ask you about stereotypes. I don't think that you're getting this right. I don't think I've explained this right. Okay, for example, if I tell you the word transporter, as I said, for many people, a transporter stereotypes will be that they are nerdy, they have spectacles, glasses on, that they are male, men generally, and that they are boring people. And speaking about cheerleaders, for example, what stereotypes do you have about cheerleaders?
They are girls.
They are girls, they are stupid. Yes.
They are dancing all day.
They are dancing all the day, they are slim, they're always on a diet. And
Maybe,
so these stereotypes.
Maybe
okay?
they have a high-pitched voice.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. High-pitched voice, yes, that's a good example. So all of these things are stereotypes. Sometimes they're right, but sometimes they're wrong. Okay, now let me open our presentation tool. For this lesson. Please turn your videos on. So we will talk today about stereotypes, and we'll do a use of English, some use of English activities. Okay, please take a look at this. Just a moment, let me open this first. Okay, take a look at this photograph here of a girl. What do you think she's doing?
Playing some games?
Yes. Do you think she looks a typical gamer?
No.
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 Why do you think so?
Because of many people think that the all gamers are fat.
Mm-hmm.
And
that they're boys.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. So very often we think that this person like this cannot be stereotyped as a gamer. Right now. So there are some words that some of you might not know. Let's go over these words. What is a typical stereotype of a gamer? So we've already mentioned that it's a boy who is sitting in his room. Sometimes maybe he eats only fast food, he doesn't move, and he has a very comfortable armchair, like a chair. Do you think these ideas are accurate, or are they in misconceptions? So the word accurate means what?
Правильный.
Yes.
Accurate, то есть правильный,
And
конкретный.
misconception means like not true
Заблуждение.
information. That are wrong ideas, means misconceptions. Okay, now we are going to listen to 4 speakers, 4 gamers, and you need to, in your copybooks, write down what misconception does each one talk about. So open your copybooks, please. Write down speaker 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can just put numbers. And for each speaker, you need to write the misconception that they are talking about. Okay, we will listen to the first speaker first, and then you will write your ideas. I will pause. I will ask for your opinion so that we are all on the same wavelength, so that you understand the task. Do you need to write the stereotype?
No.
No, you need to write the misconception about different gamers. about gaming generally?
The main assumption people make about gaming.
Can you hear?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'll play from the beginning.
The main assumption people make about gaming is that it's for kids and that you'll grow out of it by the time you hit your 20s. But it's not true. It's relatively unknown, but the average gamer is actually in their early 30s, and there are supposedly more gamers over the age of 30 than under the age of 18. So it's not just a young person's pastime at all. You have to remember that kids were playing the first computer games in the 80s, and many of those people are still playing now, in their 40s. They didn't grow out of it.
Okay, please write the phrase in your copybooks. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, let me please change the instruction a little bit so that I feel how it is going. Can you please write your ideas in the Zoom private chat to me so that I see how you're doing? So now we are talking about stereotypes, sorry, misconceptions that the first speaker has mentioned. Yes, Petrovsky, yes. Laptev Evgeny. Yes, Danila Grigoriev, very good. Thank you. Please write faster. Yes, Ilarionov Anatoly, I believe, right? I'm telling your surnames because in the chat box I can see only the beginnings of your names. This is why. Yeah, about the age of gamers, that only the. Thank you. Yes, generally you have understood this, right? Yes, speaker one mentioned that only young people play games, and this is a misconception, where he said that actually people who are aged 30 and over there are more people who are aged 30 and more who are real gamers rather than the below 18s. Now speaker two, ladies and gentlemen.
Games are generally considered to be a waste of time by people who don't play them. But why? What makes them different to watching a film or listening to music? Those things are much more passive than being immersed in a game where you're actually doing something active. It's frustrating because gaming is really popular, so how could so many people be getting it wrong? No matter how many people play it, it's still looked down on.
Okay, please send your ideas in Zoom chat. Thanks. Yes, Petrovsky. Yes, Danila. Doronkin, yes. Sonia, yes. Yes, Mar Ilarionov, yes. I don't understand. Ilarionov? Don't understand your phrase. Lopatin, almost right. Evgeny. Yeah, they generally, I think you've noticed that they generally give the main idea at the beginning of their talk, and then they prove their idea with some examples. So they mentioned this at the beginning. They said, speaker two mentioned that the misconception is that gaming is a waste of time. Why do people consider gaming a waste of time and do not consider watching TV, for example, a waste of time? Though these are actually almost the same activities. People spend hours in front of TV screens. You now listen to speaker three.
A misconception I often hear is that games are for lazy people who have no intelligence. You know, the kind of image of a teenager who plays games all day instead of studying and then flunks out of college. Just think about the intelligent people involved in the gaming industry. Most of them love games, which is why they make them. Lots of games push you to use your brain, and I've learnt loads of interesting things about the world through them too. Stuff I've then read up on later to learn more. So games have greatly increased my intelligence, and I haven't even started on the skills you learn through gaming yet.
Okay, let me see your ideas. Yes, Petrovsky, yes. Yes, Sonia, correct. Yes, thank you. I'm reading through your answers. Very good. Yes. Okay. Generally, I see that you are getting this right. Thank you very much for all your responses you've been sending. So yes, speaker 3 mentioned that gaming is considered to be for lazy people with no intelligence, stupid people. Yes, in other words. Now let's listen to speaker 4.
If you ask people to describe a gamer, I reckon they describe a boy every time. Yes, fewer girls play than boys. That's true, but plenty of girls like it too. I have female friends who spend hours playing puzzle apps, and yet they still insist they're not gamers. They are. It's a misconception that consistently annoys me. Girls like gaming too.
Yeah, this has been quite easy, hasn't it? Yes. Gaming is for boys is the misconception. Okay, now let's go to the next slide. Next slide. So let's see so this is what we will be studying today, ladies and gentlemen, in this unit. Okay, I'll open the reference material later on. I will send it to you in the Telegram as well. You will have to do it on your own first. Well, why does it close here? Well, let me open it through the page view. Okay, read the language box, this one. Listen again and complete each example with an adverb. What is adverb?
Наречие.
Yes. So using adverb plus adjective collocations and adverb plus verb collocations will make your language sound natural. So you will hear these sentences in the speaker's phrases. So first of all, let's read the sentences. It's blah, blah, blah unknown. Gamers are considered to be a waste of time. Games have increased my intelligence. It's a misconception that annoys me. Please listen out for these sentences in the recording and complete the sentences with the correct adverbs. Please write these words in your copybook. So in your copybooks, write down sentences, numbers from 1 to 4. Let me give you 20 seconds to write the numbers, or 10 seconds. Okay.
The main assumption people make about gaming is that it's for kids and that you'll grow out of it by the time you hit your 20s. But it's not true. It's relatively unknown, but the average gamer is actually in their early 30s, and there are supposedly more gamers over the age of 30 than under the age of 18. So it's not just a young person's pastime at all. You have to remember that kids were playing the first computer games in the 80s, and many of those people are still playing now, in their 40s. They didn't grow out of it.
Games are generally considered to be a waste of time by people who don't play them. But why? What makes them different to watching a film or listening to music? Those things are much more passive than being immersed in a game where you're actually doing something active. It's frustrating because gaming is really popular, so how could so many people be getting it wrong? No matter how many people play it, it's still looked down on.
A misconception I often hear is that games are for lazy people who have no intelligence. You know, the kind of image of a teenager who plays games all day instead of studying and then flunks out of college. Just think about the intelligent people involved in the gaming industry. Most of them love games, which is why they make them. Lots of games push you to use your brain, and I've learnt loads of interesting things about the world through them too. Stuff I've then read up on later to learn more. So games have greatly increased my intelligence, and I haven't even started on the skills you learn through gaming yet.
If you ask people to describe a gamer, I reckon they describe a boy every time. Yes, fewer girls play than boys. That's true, but plenty of girls like it too. I have female friends who spend hours playing puzzle apps, and yet they still insist they're not gamers. They are. It's a misconception that consistently annoys me. Girls like gaming too.
Okay. Now, let me tell you the correct answers. You check yourselves. Relatively unknown, generally considered, greatly increased, and consistently annoys me. Consistently, like continually, yes. Okay, now let's take a look at these adverb collocations. I will also send this to you for reference. We'll go over this together now and see what they mean. So let's see. Carefully selected means what?
Выбран с осторожностью.
Yes.
С особым вниманием.
Closely associated.
Тесно связано.
Yes. For example, ассоциируется, yes, очень, you could say, ассоциируется, очень часто ассоциируется с, for example, you can say gamers are closely associated with teenage boys who sit at home all day long. Easily understood. It's clear. Equally important. How can we translate equally important?
Очень важно.
Одинаково важно.
Одинаково важно. Yes. You could say it is equally important to study, for example, to spend your time doing homework and going out with friends, or just socializing with friends. It is equally important because you must have both the social life and the academic life. Fully aware.
Очень осведомленный.
Полностью осведомленный, yes?
Полностью осведомленный.
We could say that not many parents are fully aware of the benefits gaming can bring if it's controlled and if it's limited. Yes, of course. They're not fully aware. Many parents generally consider gaming to be a complete waste of time. Greatly increase.
Значительно увеличивающийся.
Yes. Immediately obvious.
Сразу очевидно.
Да, сразу становится очевидным. It becomes immediately obvious. Increasingly aware.
Осведомленный. Все более осведомленный, все более.
Более осведомленный, yes, right. Largely responsible.
Ответственным в большей степени.
Yes, for example, I can ask a question. Whose responsibility is it to say, for example, to control a student's academic performance? Is it the parents' responsibility or is it the teacher's responsibility? You could say, in my opinion, parents are largely responsible for their child's academic performance at school, for example. Or you could say it's the teachers are largely responsible how the students are doing at school. largely, or say, newly acquired. I mean, it would be good if you wrote these expressions down in English and their translations in your copybooks. Because by writing things down into your copybooks, you make it your own. If you don't write things down in your copybook, it doesn't become your own. It becomes somewhere there. It belongs to the book, it belongs to the slide, to the website, but doesn't belong to you. As they say in Russian, что написано пером, то не вырубить топором. So what is newly acquired? Новоприобретенный, yes, новоприобретенный. What can we say? A newly acquired skill. For example, say, I have a newly acquired skill of creating videos using this new Powtoon website, a newly acquired skill. Particularly effective is what?
Эффективный в определенной степени, в конкретной части.
Особенно, yes, especially effective. For example, say, completing, going over past papers of the Olympiads is a particularly effective way of preparing for the Olympiad. Not just reading books, not just doing, I don't know, tests, grammar tests, but going over and solving the past Olympiad papers is particularly effective. Relatively minor.
Маленькое что-то.
Да, довольно маленький или относительно маленькая. You could say that довольно маленькая проблема. Это довольно маленькая проблема. It's a relatively minor problem. For example, you could say that for example, say the climate in Mirny is a relatively minor problem because the climate is generally bearable, but a more important issue could be, for example, the lack of railroad for Mirny, and very often we do not have the proper communication with the mainland, with the European part of Russia. Okay, significantly reduce.
Сокращать.
Значительно сокращать, yes, significantly. You can write it down, significantly reduce. For example, you can say, во время пандемии компания Alrosa значительно сократила персонал охраны, допустим. During the pandemic, the Alrosa company have significantly reduced the security personnel. I'm giving you an example. I'm not giving you true sentences. Okay, substantially different.
Сильно отличаются.
Yes, сильно отличаются. Substantial is like, yes, a lot, large. For example, if you say, I had a substantial lunch today, it means you had a large lunch, that you ate a lot of food. Yes, substantially different. Widely available.
Широко доступный.
Широко доступный, yes. For example, you could say that many English books are widely available online. You can easily download many Cambridge tests online. Okay, now let's, we have studied a little bit of theory. Now let's do some practice with these adverbs, with these phrases. Okay, now let me open it from the page view better. Page view. So this is the task. You remember that in the Olympiads we have got this task. It's called multiple choice. Multiple choice clause. Clause with Z. the name of the task. The multiple choice clause. So we have the text and 4 options to choose from. Very often, all the words in the line will somehow be synonymous. For example, very often, if you say, there could be a word say, speak, talk, tell. They're all synonyms. They're all verbs of speaking. Or you see the word glance, look, gaze, and see. They're all verbs of seeing. And that's why they like things like that. They like words that are somehow related to each other. That's why it's very important to know the different meanings. And it's very important to know that some words are collocated with other words. And some words do not collocate with other words. So what is the approach to doing this? То есть стратегия выполнения данного задания. So the strategy, let me speak in English. You will understand this instruction anyway. The strategy of approaching this task is very simple. You have the text. You need to quickly read the text without paying attention to these words at all. Just quickly read so you understand. You have the clear idea of what this text is about. So you will have read this text quickly within 1 minute at most, maybe 30 seconds. And then you go one by one, second reading, including the correct answer. And then third time, you're checking yourself whether this sounds correct as a full text. Okay, now let me send this to you. This to you. Please do this in your copybooks. Are hobby stereotypes dangerous? Just a moment. So in your copybooks, you will write from 1 to 8. You will choose the correct options. I will now give you some time, and then we will check together. So I have sent this in the Telegram. If it's more comfortable, I will also open this through Zoom this way. And I'll also start the timer. So you have 4 minutes. Let me reset the timer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a break because we've run out of time. I'll see you in 7 minutes, okay?
Окей.
Okay.
Welcome back. Now let's check our task, multiple choice. When we have checked, we will now analyze while checking. You will need to tell me how many points out of 8 you got right with this task. So just a moment, let me unmute the participants because I can hear some background noises. Okay, just a moment. So it's, let me see, it's exercise. Exercise 6, yes. Exercise 6. So let's begin. Okay, so stereotypes exist everywhere and pastime are no exception. Sorry, are no exception. We use the collocation no exception to show that something is the same as everything else in the category which is being spoken about. This agrees with the phrase assume the same thing in the next sentence. If you're a surfer, people automatically assume is the collocation we use to describe an assumption which is made without thinking. They think people who like cosplay, dressing up as a fictional character, should go out and find more friends. People who go to the gym love themselves, and book lovers are boring librarian types. But are these perceived stereotypes? So perceived stereotypes, the word perceived and stereotype collocate to show us that the stereotypes stem from social perceptions. This agrees with the information in the next sentence. Most people decide if they like us long before they find out what our interests are. Next one. Just a bit of harmless fun, or are they potentially dangerous? We use the collocation potentially dangerous to describe something which could possibly be dangerous. One way of answering this question is to consider whether such stereotypes negatively influence a person's decision to be friends with us or not. Negatively influence means having a bad effect on our feelings, behavior, or perceptions. The truth is that it is highly unlikely, as people mostly decide. Highly unlikely is a collocation which shows that something is very unlikely. However, our hobbies themselves may be influential. This is because our interests help to shape our character. When we want to describe how something can influence the kind of person who we are, we usually say to shape somebody's character. And the person's decision to be friends with us is largely based on that character. Largely based means to be more or less founded on something. So 8 points maximum. Can you please send in Zoom chat box how many points you received? You can send your result to everyone in the group or to me privately, whichever you prefer. Okay. I see that. Not bad. Not bad. So yes, this task is one of the most difficult tasks. It's not an easy task. It's not considered an easy task. Multiple choice. That's why if you've made these mistakes, don't be too disheartened. Many people make mistakes here, but you should realize that, of course, the winners and the prize winners, generally make no mistakes here, or maybe one mistake at most. One mistake at most. That's why even if you have made 2 or 3 mistakes, it means that there are lots of things that you need to learn. Yeah. Okay, so let's continue, because I have actually explained everything. So next thing up is the speaking part. Let me see at the group. Well, I believe we'll skip this and we'll go to the next lesson, which is actually the speaking lesson, because I find the activities in that lesson more exciting than here. Let me open the next speaking lesson first. Okay, let me close this one. Okay, and scroll down to the speaking lesson. Here it is. And also we'll do the writing lesson today with you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll learn and practice writing an essay. Okay, just a moment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this picture here. We can see a group of young people. What are they doing?
Hanging out, maybe.
Okay, very good. They're hanging out.
Walk outdoor.
They're having a walk outdoors. Thank you very much, Milana. Okay, what else are they doing in your opinion?
They are chatting.
Chatting, walking, okay. Listening to music, one of them, right? How do you think they're feeling?
Interest.
Okay, what else?
Happiness.
Okay, happy.
Maybe comfortable.
Okay, yes, I agree, because they're with their friends. They feel quite relaxed, don't they?
Funny.
Okay, thanks.
Fire.
When you look, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at this photograph, what does this photograph make you think about? What associations with your own personal life do you draw here?
Friendship, maybe.
Okay.
Group of friends.
Friendly.
Okay. Okay, now let's do the speaking task. We'll do some exercises, and then I'll also open breakout rooms for you to practice your speaking. So now let's see here. So we have got questions here. Let me open from the page view. It will be better from there. Yes, this one. We have got questions here. You need to match these questions with the answer prompts. So basically, let me do the first one for you. The question is, how do you usually spend free time with your friends? And you begin your answer to this question with the phrase B. We tend to. Well, you say we tend to hang out together at weekends. Sometimes we go to the cinema, but normally we just chat, and occasionally we may buy something to drink, some snacks, and sit somewhere in the park and things like that. So can you please now in your copybooks match these questions with the beginnings of the answers to these questions? You have got, let's say, 2 minutes. Okay, let's check. I think it has to have been quite easy. So, as I said, B, how important is it for you to spend time with your family? F, it's crucial because, yes, so instead of important, you say crucial. Are you the kind of person who works hard to accomplish your goals? E, I think so because what would you say is a perfect day for you? A, one where so the day, yes, as a perfect day for you instead of a perfect day for me, one where means a day where if you could visit any city in the world, where would you go? I'd probably go or probably visit, yes, instead of I'd probably. How good are you at doing more than one thing? At multitasking, we say yes. I'm not that great because I'm not that great. There is also an informal way of saying that, right? I'm rubbish, yes, at doing something, or I'm useless at doing something. Now let's continue. Match these words and phrases. So I have given you here, I'm rubbish, with the answers. So match the words and phrases with the possible answer to each question. And then also think of some other words and phrases that you could use to answer these questions and to demonstrate a high level of English. Now, let's go over the words before you do this. When I have a backpack, what do I have? What kind of person am I?
Student.
Not normally a student, because students do not have backpacks. Yes, they have rucksacks, they have school bags, and school bags are generally not big. And backpacks, they're usually big. Yeah, they cover your whole bag. So hikers or tourists who travel like on a tight budget.
What about the normal travelers, typical travelers? Do they have such bags?
Backpack. No, backpacks are generally very big, very big. The normal regular travelers, tourists, I don't think they carry backpacks. Be on the same wavelength. If we are on the same wavelength with you, do we get on well? Do we understand each other if we are on the same wavelength?
На одной волне?
Yes, so yes, right? На одной волне. So when we are on the same wavelength, we get on well with each other. We understand each other. Chill out, you know, determined. If you're determined to do something, do you know what to do or you don't know what to do?
We know what to do. We know what to do.
You know what to do. You have clear goals. You're determined. Okay. I've said rubbish. Immediate family. Is my second cousin my immediate family?
No.
Ближайшие родственники это.
Yes. Is my sister my immediate family?
Yes.
Yes. So immediate family is, as Ratmir has said, is your close relatives, right? Your brothers, sisters, mother, father. Yes, it's immediate family. And what's the Russian for second cousin?
Двоюродная сестра.
Хотя нет,
троюродный.
кузен это и есть двоюродный брат, а получается, что троюродный получается.
Yes, right, you are Danila. Thank you. So cousin is двоюродный брат или сестра. Second cousin троюродный брат или сестра. Okay, don't get confused here with the numbers. So now please match this. Let me open this task from the page view. I hope it will be better there. Okay, so these are the words, and here are the questions. Here are the questions. Can you now, I will give you 3 minutes time. In your copybooks, please write down numbers to questions and the phrase. For example, you will write 1, and question 1 will mean, how do you usually spend your free time with friends? And you will write the phrase from exercise 2 that must go to the answer to this question, that might be included in the sentence to the answer to this question. Okay, begin now. All right, I think it has been it. So when you answer the first question, how do you usually spend free time with your friends? You could have used the word hang out with. Maybe some of you have written chill out. Yes, it's also possible. How important is it for you to spend time with your family? You could have used the word, you can use the word immediate family. Are you the kind of person who works hard to accomplish goals? I'll also be on the same wavelength, because spend time could be on the same wavelength with some family members. Accomplish goals, determined. What would you say is a perfect day for you? Chill out, hang out with. Could visit any city in the world. Where would you go? Backpack, because people who travel, yes, visit the EU normally have backpacks. Some, not normally, but some people. How good are you at doing more than one thing? I'm rubbish at. Okay, so these are the phrases that you could have used, you may use in your speaking while answering these questions. So these are the phrases that you need to use. Now I will send you into the breakout rooms. In the breakout rooms, you will be working in groups of 3 because sometimes some people might have problems with the internet. I'll give you a little bit more time, but please do not waste your time. Be active. While speaking, make sure that you are audible, so you need to speak loudly and clearly, like I'm speaking now, so that your partners in your group can clearly hear what you're saying. Otherwise, they will not understand you and it will not be interesting for them to be in the same group with you. So you must be an interesting and understandable interlocutor, собеседник. So you will need to discuss, ladies and gentlemen, these 5 questions that we have just worked with, using the phrases that we have just practiced. Now I'll give you an example of how you will need to respond. For example, you ask a question to your partner. How do you, for example, say, Sveta, how do you usually spend free time with your friends? And Sveta says, we tend to hang out in the park quite a lot. Sometimes we'll go to the cinema or play a game of football, but often we just chat and enjoy each other's company. So she has used the word hang out. You may use more than one word, of course. And you should discuss, you should all answer the same question. So the same questions should be answered by all the members. So before I open the breakout rooms, let me send you these questions. And so I will actually take a screenshot of this whole exercise of these questions, and you will see these words and these words, and you may use them all. Yes, okay, now. Okay. So I have sent you the screenshot. Now I'll open the breakout rooms. Please turn on your videos in the breakout rooms. So 8 breakout rooms. Options. You will have 5 minutes in the breakout room. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. I've visited some breakout rooms and saw people actively discussing. I really appreciate your participation. Other people, please, who haven't been this active, try to be more active. Try to speak, not waste your time. When you're in a breakout room, there is no teacher. So you are the teachers. You need to take the initiative, ask each other questions, and lead the conversation. Also, people who are passive should be more active. People who are overactive should not be too active and do all the talking by themselves only. They should let the chance for others to speak. They should ask them questions. Okay, now you speak. Okay, what's your answer? And things like that, okay? Because everybody must benefit from the breakout rooms. So now let's carry on. We have 9 minutes more to go. 9 more minutes to go, sorry. So now listen to 4 speakers. Just a moment, let me take my notes. Listen to 4 speakers. Answering questions from exercise 1. Which question does each speaker answer? Okay, so you will not hear the question, only the answers. So for each speaker, you need to write down the number of the question that they have answered. So in your copybooks, please write down numbers from 1 to 4. From 1 to 4. I will also open you the questions. Okay, I will play the recording and then open the questions.
Почему не слышно?
We don't hear.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the audio. Yes, just a moment. Yeah, I forgot to enable the sharing sound. Okay, I've done this now. Let's begin from fresh.
Ella.
I'd probably go to Cairo.
Ben. We tend to spend time outside. We like to experience enjoyment by participating in team sports such as football or rugby, as competition has always been a key aspect of our friendship. Ray.
One where I can spend all day just chilling out at home with my friends, playing a few games, listening to music, that kind of thing. Doing stuff outdoors isn't really my thing. I prefer hanging out with a small group of friends and having a laugh with them.
Martin.
I'm not that great, to be honest, but it depends on the activities. I can do my homework with music on, for example, but I'm rubbish at doing things when I'm talking. For example, when I'm out chatting with my mates, we end up going in the wrong direction because I just can't concentrate on directions at the same time.
So speaker 1 question was 5, yes. Where would you visit? Where would you go? Speaker 2, the question is 1. How do you usually spend time with your friends? Speaker 3 is question 4. The question was, what would you say is a perfect day for you? And speaker 4 has answered question 6, which is, how good are you at multitasking? Okay, now listen again, ladies and gentlemen, and for each speaker, please write down how they sound. I mean, in terms of their mood, yes, in terms of their behavior, so to speak. So do they sound friendly or bored or angry or what? Okay, so you need to choose from here. Okay, so you actually are given the options, so you need to choose one of the options. Please write down numbers in your copybooks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and write the words. So interested or uninterested, so you write one of the words.
Ella.
I'd probably go to Cairo.
So, of course, she sounds uninterested. I'd probably go to Cairo. Not a good response.
Ben. We tend to spend time outside. We like to experience enjoyment by participating in team sports, such as football or rugby, as competition has always been a key aspect of our friendship.
So please choose whether he sounds friendly or too formal. Yeah, let me give you 5 seconds. Okay, he sounds too formal because his language is too formal for a friendly discussion. Now, Ray, interesting or uninteresting?
Ray.
One where I can spend all day just chilling out at home with my friends, playing a few games, listening to music, that kind of thing. Doing stuff outdoors isn't really my thing. I prefer hanging out with a small group of friends and having a laugh with them.
So Ray sounds uninteresting. Why? Because she speaks in a monotonous way, with no sentence stress and without pausing. Okay, now Martin. Friendly and interested or too formal and uninterested?
Martin. I'm not that great, to be honest, but it depends on the activities. I can do my homework with music on, for example, but I'm rubbish at doing things when I'm talking. For example, when I'm out chatting with my mates, we end up going in the wrong direction because I just can't concentrate on directions at the same time.
So Martin, ladies and gentlemen, sounds...
Ella.
Oh, sorry. Friendly and interested because he uses friendly language and he expands his answer. And he also stresses some important words in his sentences. You remember this was his script? So he said, I'm rubbish at doing things. He was not like, I can do my homework with music, or for example, but I'm rubbish at doing things when I'm talking. He said, I can do my homework with music on, for example, but I'm rubbish at doing things. So he was stressing the words. We end up going in the wrong direction and just can't concentrate at the same time. So when speaking, in the speaking, it's very important how you speak, because both in the Olympiad and in life, it's not what you speak that matters, it's how you speak. Your pronunciation, the way you speak, how you stress words, your pauses and your tone are much more important for your general reception by the speaker than what ideas you want to deliver. Of course, ideas are important, but very often the way people speak are more important. So in the Cambridge exams, we have got an interview task. Well, we don't really have interview in the Olympiad, but we have the dialogue. And the dialogue is usually based on the monologue of your partner. So basically, your partner will give a monologue on a topic. It can be a topic based on a fact file, where he is, for example, giving you some information about an important site. For example, he is giving you some information about an important historical building in St. Petersburg, the Hermitage, for example. He talks about the history about the entrance fees, about some important dates and important people connected with this heritage. And then you need to ask him some questions. So basically, the questions that you ask and his answers are the kind of a dialogue. And it can be called not really an interview, but kind of an interview. So, and this is why we need to bear these strategies in mind when speaking to people we don't know well, like an examiner or your partner, because the partner will be a person from another school, from another class, very often a person that you have met for the first time and maybe for the last time in your life. We use a polite but friendly tone with a mix of neutral and less formal language, like phrasal verbs and idioms. We use stress and intonation to sound interesting and engage the listener. So these are the list of adjectives. So bearing in mind these strategies, you will need to, oh, we've run out of time, haven't we? Yes. Let's stop here. I'll see you in 9 minutes. So these are the words that you need to use in your speech. When speaking to people we don't know well, like an examiner, we use a polite but friendly tone with a mix of neutral and less formal language, like phrasal verbs and idioms, so we need to avoid this. We use stress and intonation to sound interesting and engage the listener. So, let me mute the participants. Okay, expand Ella's answer by adding 3 more pieces of information. The sample answer would be, so you remember she answered only, I probably go to Cairo, that's all. So in an exam, you need to give an expanded response. I'd probably go to Cairo because I've always wanted to see the pyramids at Giza. There's so much history there to explore. I'd love to cruise down the Nile on one of those old boats with a beautiful sail. It'd be really exciting and completely different to what I'm used to. Make Ben's tone sound friendlier and less formal. Use language from exercise 2 to help you. I tend to hang out with friends outside. We have fun by doing team sports like football or rugby because we are really competitive and it's what our friendship's based on. Find the words that Ray should stress and decide where I should probably pause. One where I can spend all day just chilling out at home with my friends, playing a few games, listening to music, that kind of thing. Doing stuff outdoors isn't really my thing. I prefer hanging out with a small group of friends and having a laugh with them. So you need to stress some words. I mean, just an example. It's not necessarily. It does not necessarily have to be this way. But this is what it can be to make your monologue sound more interesting. Okay, I suggest that we skip this here and we'll pass on to the writing section, to the writing part. So now, будет еще работа в группах. Okay, yes, Ratmir will be. Okay, now let me close this one. You liked working in groups? Yes, Ratmir, very good. Good to hear that. So, the writing lesson, ladies and gentlemen, will take us longer, which is why I suggest that we'll do the writing lesson probably in the afternoon. And now let's do the switch on lesson and the revision of what we've been studying for now, until now. the grammar and the vocabulary will revise, because you will be sent a test, and the test will give us the understanding of your general progress on this information. So now let me open the switch on lesson, and we'll see whether you can see the video properly. If you can't see the video properly, then we will not do this activity. If you can see, this is a quick activity which is based on a video, an interesting one, by the way. Okay, so drones. Do you guys know what drones are?
Drone?
Yeah, can you explain to us what drones are? What a drone is?
Pictures.
Small mechanical thing which is flying above.
Drone.
So you can see in the picture, yes?
Yes.
So you can see here an example of a drone. Do you know the second meaning of the word drone?
It's the flying apparatus heavier than air, which has not got a pilot.
Yeah, so
Ему же нужен пилот, ему же нужно управление с пульта.
Но пилот не сидит именно непосредственно в дроне, он дистанционно управляет.
Okay, thank you, Dmitry. Thank you for your addition. The second meaning of the word drone is a biological word. A drone is actually a male bee, So in Russian it will be trutень. Yes. So bees have got the queen. They have drones. Okay, now imagine that you have your own weekly vlog with a larger following. Okay, now let's not do this. Look, you remember I told you about podcast and vodcast. Yes, so a vlog is actually a blog where people post videos, right? Vloggers. We can also sometimes we say bloggers as well, because it's become interchangeable. Now let me play the clip right now and see if you can see the clip. If you can see it at all. If you can't see, we will not do this short lesson. Wait, let me see. Excuse me, I have done it wrong.
Has allowed him to pursue two of his great passions together.
Can you see the clip, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah. We see.
Was the video playing all right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will play it from the beginning then. I'll also turn on the subtitles, because some people might have bad quality of the audio, so that you can also read what is being said. Okay, so actually let's look at the task first. The task for you is to answer this question. Why does Stefan want to film the Natural History Museum with a drone? Do you know, by the way, the Natural History Museum? Where is it? What is it? Do you guys know the Natural History Museum?
I don't know.
In London?
Yeah, it's in London. It's in London, the Natural History Museum. I've been there actually. There is a Natural History Museum in New York as well, but we'll be watching about the one which is in London. So the question is, why does Stefan want to film, what was it again? With a drone, yes, to want to film the Natural History Museum with a drone.
Stefan is a YouTuber. Buying a drone has allowed him to pursue two of his great passions together. His passion for flight.
I think it just represents freedom when you're up there.
And his passion for film and social media. As an experienced YouTuber, he films everything he does with his...
Buy these in any shop. I was thinking, well, it can't be that illegal.
Stefan got off with a warning.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how did you like the video? Did you enjoy the video? Was the quality all right?
Yes, it was interesting.
That was quite interesting.
Thank you. Can you please send me your responses in Zoom chat? Okay, you know what, just to save time, can anybody please share with us? And if you find their response wrong or not full, you could unmute yourself and add. So why does Stefan want to film the Natural History Museum with a drone? What are his motivation? What is his motivation? Yes, please unmute yourself. I'm sorry, unmute yourself and just speak. Any volunteer. Okay, let's hear from Vika. Vika, can you give anything? Nope. Okay, Evgeny Laptev, do you have anything to say?
Because the Natural History Museum is too beautiful, and he was dying to film it.
Okay, thank you very much for your response, Dmitry. Evgeny. Anybody else wants to add to what Evgeny has said? Okay, now let's see. Stefan thought the museum was particularly beautiful, yes, and that by filming it with a drone, he could capture its beauty by showing parts of it that are unacceptable on foot. He planned to film the building from the outside, then fly the drone inside the building's main hall. And because he was stopped, then he didn't have the license, so he had to take the official test to be able to film with a drone, yes? Because you understand that if you don't have the license, that it might be dangerous, yes? If the drone hits something, it can damage it, or it can fall down from the sky and hit somebody. And the drone is not such a small thing, so it can actually hurt people, injure people. That's why people have to take a license to use it. In the United Kingdom, I don't know the procedure here in Russia. I know the drones are getting popular. So watch the clip again. Explain why Stefan resents having to take a test in order to use his drone camera. Okay, let's just skip it. The answer is, so resents is like hate, yes? Stefan seemed slightly exasperated and surprised that he had to take a test to be able to use a product that he can easily buy in a shop. He felt that having to take a test took the romance out of using the exciting filming instrument. However, he saw it's a necessary step to take in order to use his toy to its full extent. Exasperated, yeah, there is a nice word, like deeply worried. Okay, let's continue. Okay, now let's do the revision of the language that we've been studying so far with you. Just a moment, let me open the necessary page. Okay, so unit check vocabulary. Please check. So this was, ladies and gentlemen, the vocabulary from the unit. Okay, so you need to know all of these words because these are the new things for you from this unit. I will send you the screenshot so that you revise this. You know, let me send this to Telegram. Okay, and now let's do some practice. Okay, now spend 1 minute going over these words, making sure you understand them all. So let me give you 1 minute. So here you can also see that the word can be both a verb and a noun, like to compromise and a compromise. And the same with some other words, petition, to petition, and a petition, respect and to respect. Okay, now vocabulary task. Listen to 6 people. What word from the achievements and idioms section of the word list does the beep represent? Okay, now let's do the first one together and then see how it has to be done.
1. I couldn't write any Chinese at all when I started learning the language. I had to learn.
So the sentence was, if you had heard the sentence was, I couldn't write any Chinese at all when I started learning the language. I had to learn, and the answer should be?
From scratch?
From scratch, yes. He had to learn, start learning Chinese from scratch. Okay, now you know what you need to do now? I suggest that you take your phones, you open the Telegram, the very last screenshot that I've sent. You keep it in front of your eyes. You may wish to rotate the screen so you can see it full page, like this. So you keep this list of words in front of your eyes. Again, you can look through these words. And in your copybooks, please write down numbers from 2 to 6. I will make pauses after each. Okay. Number 2.
2.
If you really love sport, adventure, and the outdoors, then mountain biking is something you should.
I will also open the script for you to make it easier. If you really love the sport, adventure, and the outdoors, then mountain biking is something you should. Please choose the word from the list. Don't say. So the correct answer is what, Leon?
Start out.
No. What is the correct answer, Nikita Daronkin?
I don't know.
Lazar?
Maybe I can say.
Please do.
Pursue.
Pursue, yes, very
Pursue.
good. Nikita. Pursue. Mind the pronunciation, pursue. Okay, now sentence 3.
3.
I can run long distances pretty fast. I won our local junior marathon last year. I guess that's my biggest.
Says, I can run long distances pretty fast. I won a local junior marathon last year. I guess that's my biggest. Dmitry Chizhov, can you try? What can it be?
I don't know.
Okay, Milana, do you know? Or Sveta? Or Marina?
Can I?
Church.
That's my biggest talent. Okay, now let's listen to number 4.
4. When people work really hard at something, it's amazing what they can
accomplish.
Don't say okay before everybody else had the chance to find the word. When people work really hard at something, it's amazing what they can accomplish, yes. And now listen to 5.
5. My sister really annoys me sometimes. I think she does it on purpose, so I try hard not to get angry and to...
Can I answer?
Let's wait, okay, and then we will listen to you. So it was here, 5. My sister really annoys me sometimes. I think she does it on purpose, so I try hard not to get angry and to...
Keep my cool.
Yes. Let's keep my...
5. My sister really annoys me sometimes. I think she does it on purpose, so I try hard not to get angry and to... 6.
I live at a boarding school during the week, but I go home at weekends because it's not too far away. This is great for me because I spend time with friends and family. I think I get...
This one is a bit hard. Please do not say. Let's wait for everybody to have the chance to find this expression. I can help you. It's an idiom. Okay, it's an idiom. I live at a boarding school during the week, but I go home at weekends because it's not too far away. This is great for me because I spend time with friends and family. I think I get...
Можно ответить?
Would like to answer?
I can.
Leon, please.
The best of the both worlds.
Very good, yes. Very good. The best of both worlds. So he benefits, or she benefits from both situations, from living in a boarding school and visiting her family at weekends. Just a moment, okay? So this was vocabulary. Replace the highlighted words Replace the highlighted words in the sentence with a verb from the phrasal verb section of the word list. So in the word list, the one that I've sent in the Telegram, you have got phrasal verbs, the second column here, right? So you look at this phrasal verbs column, and so you need to write sentences from 1 to 6. And for each sentence, please write the phrasal verb that should be there instead of the normal words. Don't say, okay? You have got 3 minutes. Have you guys finished? Can we check now?
Yes.
Okay, now I will tell you the correct answers, and you please send me how many points you received out of 8 in the Zoom chat. Films are for people that people really films that people love rarely live up to my expectations. Yes, the tennis player defeated beat off a tough opponent. Our team had to withdraw from, pull out of the competition. Mind that the 3-part phrasal verb. Not just pull out, but pull out of. If you think of means придумать. If you come, so think of is also a phrasal verb. If you come up with a good plan. I never decline, I never pass up the opportunity. It was a horrible task, but we decided to continue to the end to see it through. Okay, now please send me your points. Oh, so out of 6, not out of 8. Okay, Dmitry, well done. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Milana. Okay, not 8, yes, it was 6 maximum. I made a mistake in the instruction. Okay, well done. Well, generally 1 or 2 mistakes maximum, yes, 1 or 2 mistakes maximum. So, okay, please revise the phrasal verbs. It means that you don't know them 100% yet, and there are not many phrasal verbs from the unit, right? Not like when you do the phrasal verbs in use book, there will be many more phrasal verbs in 1 unit than you studied in the whole, like in 1 unit of the page, and there are 60 something units in the whole book. So you can imagine how many phrasal verbs you may have learned just by doing this book on a regular basis. Even if you do 1 unit a day, which will take you 15 minutes maybe at most, you will have learned, each day you will have learned at least 10, 15 phrasal verbs. Can you imagine how many phrasal verbs in English you may learn within 2 months? Like, that's amazing, isn't it? Okay, so complete the sentence with an, what is it? What instruction this covers my page? With an adverb collocation or a word from the other section of the word list. So you have got other section here, the last one, campaign, compromise, and adverb collocation. So the second, the third, and the fourth columns. So please do this now. So it's 8 sentences. I will open the first slide. You have 2 minutes for the first slide. Okay, let's do the first one together so that everybody understands. You can't get your own way in life all the time. Sometimes you have to what?
Compromise.
Yeah, sometimes you have to compromise. So you have chosen from the last column, compromise, which means that you need to agree to something that you did not initially want to accept. Okay, now let's do from 2 to 4 individually. But don't shout out the answers, please.
Gifted.
I said, please do not say the answers. Everybody is doing individually. You need to use column 3 and column 4, not just one column. I'd love to be an actor, but it's virtually impossible to make a living from it. The adverb collocation, virtually impossible. Einstein was very clever. He was obviously a genius. Not gifted, but a genius, because gifted is an adjective. We had to use a noun. Because I'm shy, people automatically assume I'm boring, but I'm not. Okay, now please do from 5 to 8. Oh, sorry, I forgot to start the timer. So you have 30 seconds more. The fast food advertisements aimed at children are what your ideas?
Potentially dangerous, maybe.
Yes, are potentially dangerous and could harm their health. It's what?
Highly likely.
Highly likely, yes, or highly unlikely, depending on the weather report, yes. Problems, what?
Related.
I'm up against.
Problems related to running include painful muscles and joints. This novel is what?
Lately
Largely based.
Largely based.
Largely based on, yes, the life of a real female adventurer. Real female adventurer. Okay, we have 3 minutes, yes, before the lunch break. Let me see what we have in the lesson flow. Okay, it says here, match the first half of each sentence, 1 to 6, with the second half. So this is the review of grammar. Grammar, you remember, caused some problems for you. Let's do it together. Faster. I've entered several teen dance competitions. It's present perfect, so it has to be what?
Началось и закончилось.
So which phrase has to go there?
Либо over the past few years or these days.
Yes. Over the past. She doesn't take photos every day, but she does it. Doesn't take, but she does it.
Today.
Every day.
Every so often.
Every so often.
Yes, every so often. School drama competitions are increasing in number.
Today.
Since 2016.
These days, because we use present continuous with the time expression these days. We've already performed our song.
Today.
Today.
Today, yes, today we use the present perfect. He's been practicing his piano piece.
All day.
All day.
All day.
All day, yes, with all day we use the present perfect continuous. And they've been top of the league
Since 2016.
2016.
Yes, with since we use present perfect. Okay, so we will continue after the lunch break, okay?
Okay.
And
okay.
What did I want you to do? Oh, I wanted you to register. Okay, let me explain how to register. Now, first of all, just a moment. It won't take long, just stay here, please. So I'm opening the chat. Wait just a moment. Where was this? Just a moment. I'll find the teacher. Send this to me. Wait, so that you see the instructions. Wait. Okay, I will send in the Telegram. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Goodbye.
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 Okay, welcome back to class. So we have done, okay, we haven't finished the revision part, ladies and gentlemen. Let's finish the revision. And then I'll explain some important moments concerning the writing part of the Olympiad. The writing part of the Olympiad. So let's see. Just a moment. So here we have been here, right? So now let's carry on. Complete the sentences with these words, I believe, yes. In the correct form, with these verbs. In the correct form. Listen and check your answer. So we have got check, concentrate, create, improve, look, sell, take, and try. So here we practice the grammar from the unit. Present simple, present perfect continuous. You remember we studied some time expressions that go with particular tenses. So let me give you some time, first of all. To do this, let me open this from the page view. Maybe you will see the whole exercise. Just a moment. Challenges, is it challenges? No, it's here, it's this one, right? So please do exercise 2, this exercise. Complete the sentence with these verbs in the correct form. And then I will play the recording for us to check your answers. You now have 3 minutes. Okay, let me start the timer. 3 minutes. Okay. So I remember I sent you the time expressions here. Let me find this once again. We studied this yesterday. Yes. If you open your Telegram account, yes, in the Telegram account, I have sent the slide again that you had it present tenses with these time expressions. So you need to remember these things. So let's check together. So this year, I am trying to turn my hobby into a job. And if you look at this rule, you will see present continuous with the word this year. I have created over 10 new paintings in recent weeks. So you see in recent weeks is present perfect simple. I have created. Every now and then, like sometimes, I take them to a market to sell. I have sold around 10 so far. So far present perfect. До сих пор. For the time being, I think I haven't opened this for you, right? No, you saw it. For the time being, I am concentrating on producing. I am concentrating on producing. For the time being, present continuous. My productivity has improved over the last few weeks. Over the last few weeks or years is present perfect. Several times a week, mind that there is a comma. For the time being, there is a comma. I check how many people visit my website. 3 people are looking at my site as we speak. As we speak. So let's continue. I will not ask you how many points you have, not to save some time. Complete the blog post with these phrasal verbs in the correct form and one of the objects below where necessary. So come up with, end up, get through, knock out, mess up, a business idea, eat, our presentation, and winning. Now let me open it from the page view. Okay, so I think it'll be uncomfortable. Okay, let me go back to the exercise. It's not that comfortable. Challenges, challenges. So let me scroll it down. Here is the text. Okay. So try doing from the beginning, from 1 to 3. And then I'll scroll down, okay? Do from 1 to 3. You have got about a couple of minutes, 1.5 minutes. Let's check the first one. We had to come up with a business idea to present to some of the top business leaders in the area. The whole thing was pretty daunting, but we worked hard on it. We messed up our presentation a bit at first, but managed to get through it all the way to the end. Now try to do number 4, and the last I'll just show you because it will not be comfortable. We got knocked out, like metaphorically speaking, got knocked out. We were beaten, yes, at first. But we didn't mind because we had some really nice feedback from judges. There were a lot of really good teams, and actually someone I know from my neighborhood ended up winning first prize. So over to you. What have you done to push yourself? Okay, and now we have got the sentence transformation or the keyword transformation task, the Olympiad task, as I told you. I'm sure, this task almost, maybe every year is a task of the regional level. I don't know whether they include this task in the municipal level here in the Republic Saka, Yakutия, but in Tatarstan they always include this task. So let's practice this. So complete the sentence. As you can see here, you have to use the phrasal verbs, the one that we learned with you. So remember, this was beat off, this was start out, this was hold back, right? This was the next one, end up. This was open up, and this one, lose out. Okay, now let us give you some time to do the first ones. So please do the first ones. You have got 1 minute to do number 1 and number 2. Okay, who can tell us the first one? The first one is pretty hard, so I won't be surprised if you get this wrong. Who can tell us the first one?
Maybe I can.
Okay, go ahead, Daniel.
A 17-year-old cellist beat off overcoming stiff competition to win BBC Young Musician of the Year.
No. He beat stiff competition, or he beat off stiff competition to win. And the pronunciation is cellist, okay, because the instrument is called cello. Violoncello in English, in Russian is, in English is cello, and the musician is cellist. So he beat off something to achieve something. Okay, Sheko began by competing in the strings competition before getting to the overall final. Who can tell us here?
Может, started out as?
Almost there, Daniel. Started out by being a competitor in the strings competition. Okay, 3. Okay, please do number 3. You have 30 seconds. Please don't say yet, just do.
Maybe.
Yes, please, Daniel.
Maybe he didn't let the broken string hold him back in the first round.
Yes, excellent. He didn't let a broken string hold him back. Yes, because a broken string is here, so we write a broken string. And we know the construction to let something or somebody do something. So he didn't let the string hold him back. Okay, well done. Now let's do 3 more. So Sheku's sister got to a previous final but didn't win the competition. 30 seconds.
Can I answer?
Let's wait, Evgeny. 5 seconds. Okay, Evgeny, please.
And ended up losing.
Excellent. Ended up not winning. Ended up losing is also possible, okay? Because win can change into lose. So 2 variants possible here. Ended up losing the competition. Okay, now let's continue. Sheko's newfound fame will no doubt create new opportunities for him. 30 seconds. So who can give us the answer?
To open up.
Yes, he's likely to open up new opportunities for him. Excellent, Evgeny. Okay, and number 6, despite performing brilliantly on a TV talent show in 2015, a dancing dog beat Sheko's family to the main prize. Okay, 30 seconds, please. This one is a hard one. I don't think you got this right. But lost out on the main prize to a dancing dog. So lose out here, lose out on. Okay, just a moment. So we have done the unit check with you. Now, so we have revised some grammar and vocabulary. Let's see. So there is some practice exercise. Let's see whether this will open or not. It seems to be opening. Present tenses and time expressions. Well, first of all, you remember these time expressions that are used with these tenses. I sent it as the last screenshot in the Telegram group. You can open it in front of your eyes. So some time expressions that are used with particular tenses. Every so often, regularly, frequently, occasionally, rarely, with the present simple, present continuous, at the moment, right now, this year, nowadays. And some state verbs are not, currently, for the time being. Adverbs of frequency to describe annoying habits, always, constantly, continually, forever. Describing changing situations all the time, these days, nowadays. Present perfect simple and present perfect continuous for, since, this morning, in the last 2 days, over the past few years, all day. And then recently, lately, in recent weeks. Yet, already, just, ever. So these time expressions. Okay, please, now let's do it quickly. You choose one of the two options and then I'll show you the correct answer. Okay, just quickly write the correct option. You have got 20 seconds. Okay, so the correct answer is has been collecting, because present perfect continuous with for the last 10 years. Okay, number 2, please. So far. Yes, he has collected because so far. He has spent because over the past few years. Okay, number 4, please. Help, because once in a while, yes, like sometimes as well. He
is.
He is, yes. Currently we use the present continuous, but the verb be in its main meaning cannot be used in the continuous. For example, I am now in school 12 in Mirny. I can't say I am being in school 12, yes, because in the main meaning we do not use the verb be in the continuous. If I use the verb be in the continuous, it will mean something strange is happening. For example, you usually concentrate during the lesson. For example, I say, I don't know, Daniel, Leon, Tatiana, you're usually very hardworking. Why are you being lazy today? Or why are you being so unfocused today? What's happened to you? Why are you being inattentive? So I am being inattentive today, or I am being absent-minded today, something irregular to the normal is happening. Then you use it in the continuous. Or I'm being so forgetful these days, you can say, I'm being so forgetful. I usually remember things, but over the past few days, I've been forgetful. So I say I'm being forgetful these days. Okay, now let's do 6.
Has been counting.
Yes, because all this week. Okay, now let's continue. Just a moment. The task: complete the essay paragraph with the correct form of these verbs. Do you agree with the writer? Well, we haven't studied the essay yet. We will, but let's do it without having studied the essay because it's a grammar point. Currently, and with currently we use which tense? Present continuous, yes? Yes, so which of these verbs do you think should go in this place? If you replace it.
Offer. Are offering.
Yes, are offering, because it's the present continuous, making the application process more competitive. Okay, now please choose the other ones. Choose for the second one. Let's give you 30 seconds, and then we'll check as a group. Okay, so which one should go here, ladies and gentlemen?
Are continually telling.
Yes, are continually telling. Are continually telling, because continually should be split between the auxiliary verb and the main verb. We can't say are telling continually. Are continually telling students. However, showing a real interest in your chosen subject frequently, please choose the next one. Don't say yet. Let's wait for the others to think as well. So what is the right answer?
Have.
Frequently has, not have, but has.
Yes, sir.
Because showing, what? Showing is it, and it has a great effect because frequently present simple, excuse me. If you can demonstrate that 30 seconds. Your ideas, please.
Have been reading.
Yes,
You've been reading.
have been reading, yes, because over the past few years. Okay, number 5, 30 seconds. An applicant who? Applicant is abiturient.
Там не видно вопроса. Ой, слово сверху.
So, has studied. An applicant who has studied the subject in school over just a few months. So, over just a few months is present perfect. This is why reading article on your chosen subject from time to time
is an excellent idea.
Yes, is an excellent idea. Thank you very much.
Там сверху что-то мешается, наверху написано какой-то квадратик.
Okay, now let's do these ones. Okay, now you do this. Let me see, will I be able to open it from the page view? Let's see whether this will open as a page. Yes, it is opening as a page, and it has to be. Exercise 3, ladies and gentlemen. Please do exercise 3. The whole exercise. The whole exercise. You have got 3 minutes. So put these time expressions in the correct place in the sentences. So you may wish to write in your copybooks. Kara's been at your desk. Kara's been at your desk all day. So all day, or you could also say Sarah has been at her desk staring at university application all day. So all day can go either after desk or either after form. Both are correct. The second one is currently at the beginning. Currently, comma, she wants to study games design, or she currently wants to study games design. Both are possible. Next one is, for the past few years, comma, she's been at the top of your computer class. Or she's been at the top of your computer class for the past few years. Continually. Her parents continually complain, or her parents complain that she's continually staring at the computer screen. 5. This week she's been researching various universities, or she's been researching various universities this week. And the last one, yet. She hasn't yet decided which university to apply, or she hasn't decided yet which university to apply, or she hasn't decided which university to apply for yet, but has to decide soon. So yeah, the word yet can go in 3 different places. Okay. Now, choose the correct word to complete the sentences. Sometimes both answers are possible. Sometimes both answers are possible. Okay, let's go one by one. You will have 20 seconds to think, and then I'll show you the correct answer. Okay, number 1, 20 seconds.
What about the time?
Huh? Time, yes, time. Thank you very much. Thank you for reminding me that. Yes, it's the break time now, isn't it? Yeah, it's the break time now.
Yes.
So I'll see you in 10 minutes then. Thank you very much.